If it was me, I'd move.
Here we go.
Okay.
We're back on again.
We're back on, folks, and I apologize. We're, again, just back here in the deep woods. But there's a couple areas that are just really bad here. I'm trying to avoid them best I can. What I was getting at and saying is that all this terrain is just such a great way to exercise the dogs. So if you ever get a chance, I'm sure you do, you could, there's hiking trails all over. Look, you know, you can build the condition of your dog depending on the trail challenge and the topography. So I want to run downhill, or I might walk it uphill, depending on the kind of challenge I'm looking for and the weather. If it's really hot outside, I'd rather go downhill so the dogs don't have to work as hard. But if it's okay, so if I was saying that if it's cool out, you could go to uphill. You could take them uphill because it's more challenging and they've got more energy. They're not competing with the heat. So I try to, when we were working out, and building up and conditioning, I would try to base my workouts like that. Come on, guys, for my dogs, for humans too, really. Jag wanted to get in the water.
Kathleen says, do they ever go underwater?
Well, I've seen them, they'll dip their head under like Chase. He'll swim, and occasionally their head, oh, no, here, no, good boys, look at that baby, no, good boys. Did you see that baby deer?
I've seen him,
that was
yeah.
so cool. Stay,
yeah.
No, good boys.
Yeah, they had him, and yeah, you got away.
They let him go, because I was saying no, good boy. That was beautiful, wasn't it?
He was laying down in that grass there.
Good boy. Oh. That was so cool. So, you see, just a little bit of vocal commands, and they're real good about that. I thought it was a fox at first because it was spotted, and the way it looked.
It came right at us, didn't it?
It came right at us, but that was great, folks. I hope the folks at home got a chance to see a view of it.
I've seen it or not.
Yeah, it jumped up.
I jumped off of here myself.
So, Kathleen, you were saying, what do we see? We see baby deer. Come on, guys. Good boys. So, good boys. Come on.
That's where he was laying. That's where Zara.
So they're going to be sniffing around, see if there's any more. What he left behind.
How often do you take them to the vet?
I take them, well, Princess is considered a senior. When they're, usually I believe when they're 9 years old, they consider them a senior. And incredible pictures.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's it. Well, it would look okay on there, but a camera would have been. Yeah. See, I see Jag on the screen here. I know where he's at.
Here we go. You're back.
So what you just saw. Oh, Kathleen was asking what you just saw, folks. If you go back in the video a little bit, you'll hear me raise my voice because I was. Come on, Zero. Commanding the dogs. A deer, a fawn, a baby deer showed up right between all of the dogs. Just popped up. They found
Didn't you?
Yeah. They're pretty good with the bigger animals.
Uh-oh, this looks like a good place to get stuck.
Yeah, that's where I got stuck here last time. Come on, guys.
Right. Watch that branch hanging down, see?
Yep. Come on.
You sure you're going through here?
Yeah. This is where I cleaned out where the big tree was.
I don't like it. You can bottom out there, I believe. You stay on high ground?
Yep.
Watch
yourself, Jim.
Yeah, watch myself, Jim.
Oh, we got a picture. Okay, so folks, you just saw a deer right between the wolf pack. A baby deer, a fawn. It was incredible, and you could see their training. I raised my voice real loud, so if there were any other deer, they would clear out, and so that other deer knew to go away from us. And of course, so the wolf pack knew to leave it alone.
Oh, you're back.
Cool, folks. Sorry I keep breaking up. We just went through the deer story. In case you missed it, we saw a baby deer. The wolf pack, free, princess free, good girl. The wolf pack spotted him, actually smelled him out in the woods. He came up and they handled it beautifully. It was an awesome scene, folks. Rewind this video. Hopefully we got it on there. Like I said, you never know what you're going to see. Come on, Jag. No, Jag. Good boy.
Trying to balloon.
Oh, something's up there.
Deer. It's another little deer.
Oh,
Baby deer. It's a
stay.
baby, it's a
Zorro.
baby- It's a baby deer, Billy.
Good boy. Stay.
Baby deer.
Zorro.
I tried to get him, but I couldn't get him.
Where's
He went straight up the hill.
Yep. So there's a lot of baby deers around here. So I'm gonna be loud, folks, and we're gonna take our time. Come on.
You know, they say that it looks like everybody's in too much of a hurry. That's it, Dad.
Oh, we're back on.
There we go.
So, folks, sorry we're back with you. I'm glad we're back with you. Sorry for the interruption. Seen 2 deer now, 2 baby deer. Come on, guys. Zorro. Good boys. Zorro, no. Come on. Here, good boys. Come on, pretty. Zorro. Good boy.
Connected.
Okay, folks. So we're gonna take you up another hilly area we go to where we get the dogs some more terrain running. Come on, guys. Chase. Good boy. Come on. Here, Jag. Good boys.
This area by the stream is getting dangerous. Be careful.
Why you say that?
Because it's the underneath of the bank is eroding away.
Okay.
A little wind could put you.
We're going up the hill. We're going up the hill anyway.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Come on, sir. Good boy. Folks, this is a really steep hill, and this is courtesy of Jim. He cut this out. Watch how we go up this. Come on, pretty.
Four-wheel.
Yeah. Actually, I will put it for you. You can see. And we're going to take our time. In the winter, we fly up this hill, even Princess. Because it's a good challenge for them. When they crest it, they love the area we come to. It's really, really interesting. Come on, guys. We're overheated, the motor. Oh, guys. So this one doesn't have the fan in it. So what happens is sometimes, folks, because it's hot out, this is the bad thing about electric. This motor, and because I'm moving slow, if I was moving fast, it's air cooled. It would create a breeze for it. But I'm moving slow. I'm moving at the pace of the dogs. So once in a while, on these warmer days, this will overheat. And it's no big deal. It just means it protects the batteries on the motor. It just means we have to pull over for usually 3 to 4 minutes. And on some of my vehicles, some of these ATVs, you can actually add a fan that helps it cool down quicker and prevents that. But this one I don't have it because I usually don't get problems here. Again, it's not usually as warm. We're usually we're back in the shade here, etc. So easy, guys. What happens is you pull over to let it cool down, but if we had to go, it's got still limited power. But on this situation, because we're transversing such a big hill, come on, Chase. It's going to keep it. It's going to keep it under power. There we go. Go up the hill. Okay, come on, guys. So you see that quick, and it stopped overheating, so it sends a signal to the computer that it's ready to go. It's still blinking now. It started blinking again, but as long as we're not, well, we are, because the dogs are stopping. So hang on one sec. Rest a sec. Oh, guys, good boys. Look at that shot. You got to get all the dogs, Jim. Look at that. That is just awesome, folks. We are really back in the wilderness. And I'm so glad we got signal and we're able to share this with you because it's truly incredible. You can see them standing there looking like wolves. And that's what I thought. I thought we saw a fox, but it was actually a deer. And it went right between the 4 dogs. I just commanded him, raised my voice so the deer knew not to come to us any further, but to turn around, and that's what he did. Actually, Chase is taking a break, so we can break here for a sec. And that's what the deer did. Good boy, Chase. If you have any questions, folks, definitely going to try to read them. And if I can't comment on them now, I will do it later, I promise. And sometimes it's really interesting because we have so many cool show hosts. They'll actually go through the feed, or they might be watching one of us, like I watch them and we watch each other, and they will actually maybe answer a question, and they might answer it differently than me, so it's kind of cool. Get all these different responses and different views and perspectives. Everybody's good. Everybody's having a good time. And they're pretty much waiting on me now. Come on, guys. I'd like to take them to one area. Come on. Come on. Boys. Come on, Jack. Jack. Still, see, this is cool. It's really a steep hill, and you feel it now because it takes our time getting up there because of the overheating the battery situation. But and if I could, because the dogs kind of huddle around me when I'm stopped, as you saw. So now they're going. If I can get it to cool down for just a minute or two, I can kind of sprint up the hill, and there won't be as much of a wait. Come on, guys. Nope, gotta wait for it to cool down. So any questions you may have, folks, keep them coming. I apologize again, I can't answer them right this second. Actually, let me see if I can see him. Lazaro? Jag? The last question I have is from Kathleen, and Kathleen was asking how often we take them to the vet, and I had started to address that, and I think we lost signal. Keep it up there, Jim, if you can. And Kathleen, what I was saying was, with senior dogs, usually you want to take them twice a year because they're older, and one time a year they do their blood work. So just to see if there's any irregularity, showing any problems. And we actually, with Princess, we detected some thyroid issues. She has a hyperthyroid. So pretty interesting, good stuff, good to know what's going on inside of them. The other dogs, usually once a year they go and they get their yearly shots, as well as testing for, they test for Lyme disease and for heart guard. New questions? Okay, we got some new questions I'm going to try to answer. Okay, Danielle, I believe it is. How well do the dogs do with how well do the dogs do with the ATV? They do really good. So Danielle was asking how well the dogs do with the ATV. They do really good. Now, they're not intimidated by it at all because it is electric, as I said. So being electric, it's got very little sound, and they're really not scared of it at all. They've actually sometimes I wish they were more scared of it, because they'll just, as I'm driving, they'll just drop down in front of it and roll sometimes. So I've always got to be ready for it. We've never had any incidents. I always keep my distance, and I always have an eye on them. And most importantly, I'm always ready for them to make some awkward movement that I have to stop suddenly. So they've done real well with it. And you have another question. I love questions. Are they mixed with wolves? They are actually not mixed with wolves. I call them wolf, W-O-O-F, just for the fun of it. They are not, but the husky, which they are, and one's got some Malamute in them right there, are one of the closest breeds to the wolf. So, I mean, it's obviously in their blood, and they're pretty close in that regard, but they are not mixed with wolves. And that is Jag, and everybody's chilling. And this is a good spot. I usually like to get to a place I call the Pine Grove, where we chill. But because they stopped here, because the motor stopped, because it overheated, the electronic parts of it, I took the break here. Good boys. And I'm going to give you a mileage check, folks. By the way, this is my GPS collar, GPS receiver. Oh, I got shit. Can you? It's going to drift backwards. Can you put? Yep, cool. You good, Jim?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you, folks. This is what we're looking at. Plutz, Princess Plutz, Jag Plutz. The boy, it's Zorro. So if I show you that, that gives me the meter reading on each dog. For instance, Chase has in 2.88 miles at an average speed of 5 miles per hour. Jag has in 2.97 miles at 5.14 miles per hour. And Princess has in 3.07 miles at 4.69 miles per hour. So she's got the furthest distance, but she's moving at the slowest pace. And Zorro has in 3.04 miles at 5.22. And in the winter, it's typical you'd see speeds 7-8 miles per hour of at on average, but 3 miles per hour less easy because of the warmer temperatures. But this just gives me an idea. If one of the dogs was really dragging, I would see it here also. So if might not register, might not because of the way we're doing this, I might not notice it just by looking, but by the tail of the tape, by the stats, I would see that. So any other questions, please keep them coming, folks. I'm loving this and loving being here with you guys. You can see our whole scenario there, how cool this is. I'm glad I have reception here. Got a little breeze going on now. Again, it is a hot day. We're in the woods. We have access to water almost everywhere we go. We're moving at the dog's pace. It's providing them an energy release and giving them something to do. Yeah, they're hot, but they'll be in the air conditioning in a little while. And of course, and they're in the water as much as they want here. And almost at any depth. It's deep enough in some areas to swim. And they can certainly get in there to get their belly, as you see Princess laying in there. And what we'll do is, we'll see how they do. We've got about a quarter mile, maybe a little further to get to the truck. So we could call this a day, depending on how they get. Well, I'm going to take them down to the water one more time, which will probably be more like 4/10 of a mile to a half a mile. And we'll get them in the water one more time. And we'll see if they want to continue on. If they do, we'll go a little further. If not, we'll call it a day. And you can't imagine how happy they are at night after they've done an event like this. And even though we're moving slow in most cases here, it really is an energy release for them because, of course, it's 3 or 4 times harder because of their lack of cool air. Their inability to cool themselves. So this is harder conditions to work out in. But again, done properly, you can get your dogs exercise all year long in different capacities and different engagement levels. So any questions, I'm all yours. Don't forget, tune in tonight, 8 o'clock. Barbara Kurtman, she'll be on. Got a wonderful show, Animal Communication. And Barbara's building up quite a following. People are very excited, looking forward to her show. As well as Dean Miller. He's the one of our expert dog trainers. He'll be on at 9 o'clock. He'll have a lot of interesting dog tips. I learn a lot watching his show every time. I approach things differently. We all have our own ways, and just love watching his approach and how he does things. It can help. I'm always learning myself, and we all are, as long as we keep our minds open. And I learned that from being in the martial arts. You're always a student. Someone always has a different way to do something. You can see Jag, in case you're watching this. Jag is actually, he's pretty determined to get all the junk out that catches on his fur. He's got the longest hair out of all of them, and around behind his paws. I don't trim that hair either because I believe it protects him and serves a purpose. But he always gets stuff caught in there, and he cleans it. We clean it when we groom it. I clean it when I see it. But there's nothing like him doing it himself, because it's just like scratching your own back or attending to your own wound. You know how much pressure you can take and what it's going to feel like. So he does best at pulling his own stuff off of him. Some of them, sometimes they get stickers. I think we were off camera. Princess had a little bit of a sticker branch caught on her, and that's why I usually have gloves on me if I had to grab it. Usually you can step on it, and as they move, it comes right out of them. Good girl. Tomorrow, we got a great show lineup too. Tomorrow's Friday, so we have. Oh, and tonight, sorry, Bucky Harris will be on with one of his ditties and his real casual show where he's gets real warm with the audience, real personal. If you haven't seen it, it's amazing and truly awesome. Tomorrow's Friday, Carol Grace Anderson. She's the author of Paw Prints of Wisdom, which is a book that recently she published, and it's in Cracker Barrel as well as Amazon, and it's pretty much what we can learn from our dogs. Really good. And her episodes always focus on a particular aspect of our relationship with the dogs or what we do with them. It's very interesting, and she's a great orator. She is a professional speaker and motivator, so you'd get a lot from watching her show if you're not already watching it. As well as tomorrow night we have thinking what else, and tomorrow she might be the only show. Bucky's on again. He's on every night at about 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Carol's on at 7 Eastern Standard Time, and I'll publish these on the WooFDriver event calendar. And I'll be on tomorrow night, hopefully with a ghost hunt. That's our plan. It should be like an all-night broadcast. So actually I get people from all over the world watching, which is really cool. And that brings us Saturday's program, and we'll have WooFDriver News with Britt. Bucky will be on, and we're going to get into some dog yoga very soon. There's 2 professional dog yoga instructors that's joining the team, our little wolf pack, and they'll be doing probably morning broadcasts so everybody can get their morning exercise or stretch in with their dogs, hopefully within the next couple days. So look for those and I'll let you know. See if he's quiet. And if I'm real quiet, we just hear the birds back here. There's an airplane in the distance. You can see Chase has actually cooled down nicely. The ground's cool. He's laying on there. He's not panting. He's really efficient at using his energy because he's very lightweight. So call his weight a racing weight. Zoro's got a lot of hair. And even though they've shed their undercoats, there's still a little coming off. They're always shedding somewhat. But because they're groomed monthly, you won't ever really notice a big accumulation of hair anywhere around the house, because the monthly groom takes most of that away. I don't know if you guys are asking more questions or if the server's just not giving them to me. So I apologize if that's coming through. I'm not ignoring you. But put your questions there, and I'd be happy to answer them at any time. So let's get from this view. You got your foot on the brake, Jim? Keep it there, buddy. We're on a really steep incline. I got it now.
Watch big boy behind you.
Yep, thank you. Okay, free. Give that to you. So I just gave them the command free. They got up. They were starting to get up. They saw me going back, and we're going to try to make it up this hill now, folks. The only thing inhibiting us is the motor itself, because it's warm out, and again, because I'm moving at a slow pace, So that he doesn't like that. Come on, guys. So there you go. And the dogs are moving, I'm moving. We're gonna get to a little pine grove area. Watch the picture, Jim. That's gonna have a nice shade and a really nice texture on the ground from all the pines falling. Come on, guys, good boys. And we're gonna make it down to the water again. Dogs are rested well now, and you can see them trotting at a decent pace. Come on, guys. Throw now. So I was gonna make sure he waters the rock. Now I wanna give him.
He's confused with which way he's going.
The freedom. Well, just because he's at a Y there, which is good. I want him to keep his attention on me, but the boys. This is where we saw that owl that day. A little bumpy, folks. I apologize.
Upper antenna station.
Oh gosh.
What's up?
It's up cool. Careful, Jim.
You think I put the tape on it?
What's that?
You think I put the tape on it?
Yeah.
Back on.
Back on, cool. Okay, folks, so we're entering towards the pine grove. You can see the ground cover here. This is not grass. This is some kind of wild greenery, for lack of a better description. But it's cool. Come on, Jay. Boys. Come on, guys. Just making some noise in case there's any deer laying in here, any wild animals, just to let them know. They're usually pretty smart, but in case they're like that deer, young and a little naive, gonna let them know we're coming through so they clear the way. This is the pine grove. I guess we don't have too many pine needles on the ground because it's not that time of year. But someone planted all these trees, didn't they, Jim? I mean, they're not wild, are they?
They're all planted in a line.
They planted it to be a pine grove.
If you notice, they're all planted in a line.
Boys, picking up a little pace here, folks. Dogs are getting excited because we're coming out of the woods now to one of the few fields that are around here. Been in the woods so long, I forgot if the sun's in or out. And can't make its mind up either. It's like semi. Boys, get all the dogs, Joe, as much as you can. Good boys. And we're gonna go to an area we weren't at before. I'll show you. Come on, guys. Come on, Mr. Jag. Boy, Princess, get it up, Princess. Come on, guys. That's Princess, folks. Full stretch. Zorro, Zorro. Good boy. I just didn't know if he was on
I don't know if
the
he's
scent
doing
of something.
something.
Yeah, so I wanted to slow him up. Good boy. Good boy. And that's the way it should be, folks. You call them and they stop. Certain situations, you know, it's okay, they just slow down, but sometimes you need them to stop, and they should respond to either one appropriately. Boy. So I was real excited because we found some deer around here. Easy, guys. Come on, Jack. Okay, we're gonna put the speed on and whip around here. Come on, guys. Zorro. Get all the dogs coming up, Jim. Yep. It's cool. Good deal. Easy, boys.
Mud holes in here, isn't it?
Yeah. There's mud trenches throughout. Look at Zorro. Come on, guys. Come on, Zara. Good boy.
She's got the tree things.
He's the hunter, isn't he?
Yeah, Chase is, he's on it, and they all key off of him. Something around here that would climb a tree, obviously a squirrel, but it could be a groundhog as well. Come on, guys. Chase, no. Chase, come on.